All right. Hello, people. Sorry. Give me 1 second to get this going. We got projects and shit to do. So should be a good time. There it goes. Did it start? Did it start? I think so. Start? I think so. Yep, we're good. All right. So hopefully everybody's having a good Thursday or Wednesday. It's Thursday, right? All right, let me get this going. So we got some stuff to actually do today. I bought some new stuff, but I want to hold on a second. Is there a better way that I can do this? Hang on. I kind of want to just wait a minute though to go and go out there and see what we bought, because otherwise we're just gonna have people that join in a few minutes late, not have a clue what we're talking about, and it should only be a minute here. But yeah, anyway, thanks for coming in here. It is 2 days till the end of the month, which really kind of sucks, but it does look like there might be some severe weather on the horizon. So I had a all right, you guys know where we're going with this. There's a TV meteorologist trying to cancel me, some Avery guy. Yeah, with that kind of name. Anyway, no offense to anybody who's named Avery, but this Avery guy is claiming that those of us that share those like week 2 and week 3 severe weather outlooks, we're just a bunch of jerks and we're trying to lie. Wrong. So we actually are picking up on those long range models. Northern Illinois University, which is a pretty known college for meteorology, they have a good meteorology program down there in Northeast Chicago, just basically an hour down the road. Really good university and a good model. They have these kind of like medium and extended range severe weather outlooks, week 2 and week 3. And basically it goes off of like supercell composite, and it tries to highlight areas that might see severe weather. Now, obviously, we all know that we can't predict this super well with models, right? But it gives us a really good idea of, hey, let's pay attention to this area or let's pay attention to that area. It's basically all it is. And I like to share those models with you, and I always tell you what they mean. I say, hey, this is not a severe weather forecast, but this means that if anybody's going to get severe weather, it's probably going to be someone in this area over here. So let's, yeah, I'm talking about CFS. So let's start paying attention to this area. And that's a very useful tool for our $250,000 scientific research mission. Maybe it's not for your cute little television station that has 6 viewers, but I digress. It's actually a good model. And it's not a for-profit model. It's a university that's put it out. And I just want to say that to try to cancel us for that is ridiculous. But where I was going with this, I just really had to just drive that one home, because I think this dude watches me, honestly. Because every time I've noticed when I share something, this guy immediately posts something like an hour later trashing what I've shared. I really think this guy watches me. So if you're watching, I'm watching you, buddy. And so are 32 other people. I mean, big numbers for the TV industry this day and age. But anyway, you know where I'm going. Anyway, sorry. I get to be a jerk sometimes. It's fun. This is supposed to be lighthearted and fun. But anyway, what I'm talking about with these kind of longer range models is they're starting to indicate next week, which would be that first full week of March, toward the end of the week, like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday type time frame. We actually might have an increased chance for severe weather down there in like East Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, maybe Southeast Oklahoma, somewhere down there. We can't really say exactly where. We can't say exactly what and, how much, that kind of thing. But what we can say is that the models are starting to pick up on something potentially happening. And that's all that composite model is there to say. This guy that was going off about me and these other people that share that model, quote, said, this is what he said, people, quote, I don't know what this is, but it is garbage. That's what he said. He said, I don't know what this is, but it is garbage. Okay, bud, if it is garbage, or I'm sorry, if you don't know what it is, how do you know that it's garbage? How do you know that it's not percentage of monarch butterflies in migration status? You know what I'm saying? What a stupid thing. And now I'm totally seeing why so many of you guys hate meteorologists. I see why you hate, like, I see why you hate us. And I'm at eye level with you because it's bull. You guys just want to know if it's going to rain tomorrow. You don't care about the rest. And when people come with an attitude of, I don't know what this is, but it's garbage because I say it is, that doesn't help you guys. So, like, I guess it's good that we have crybabies like that in this world because it helps other people like me realize that, my God, we've all got to band together and better communicate the weather because people just hate us. And for very good reason. I'm one of very few weather people that will actually say, I totally get why you hate us. A lot of folks come on the defense and they're like, oh, it's the general public hates meteorologists, blah, blah. Yeah, and it's for good reason. And I'm not saying all the meteorologists are bad. There's a lot of really good ones out there, but there's enough trash ones. And I'm not really judging their skills. I'm not saying they suck at that, but I am judging the communication skills. And to come out and to tell everybody not to listen to people in our forecasts because you don't even know what the model that we're using, that's ridiculous. Because, for example, we have a nearly, when you actually put all the stuff together, the man hours, the labor, all that crap, $250,000 a year research project that we're running. We use them. And they haven't screwed us over yet. You just have to know how to use them. If you post one of those maps with the big bullseye down there in Texas and say, hey, there's going to be tornadoes in Texas next week, that's irresponsible. But if you say, hey, folks, the models are picking up on a potential for more activity in this area. We're not saying that this is a severe weather outlook, and I'm not telling you there's going to be severe storms. But what I am telling you is there is an increasing likelihood. So if you're in this area here, you should start paying attention. We'll know more in a few days. There's absolutely nothing irresponsible with that. That's what people want to know. People want to know, hey, something might be coming. And I think people appreciate being told we don't really know if this is onto something or not. It's got, I would say, like a 65, 35 pass fail rate. It seems like 65% of the time it's pretty spot on. 35% of the time it's not. It's enough that we look at it as researchers, meteorologists, storm chasers, whatever. We look at it as part of this group and say, hey, maybe we need to start monitoring this area for potential early activity. So that's where I was going with this. It looks like next week there might be a chance at some severe weather to go out and do, because we're not doing good. This channel is bad. We haven't been live for anything. We haven't, which means the super chats don't come in, the memberships, a lot of that stuff just doesn't come in. It's been a really bad month. And that makes me concerned about March, because that means the March paycheck is going to be shit. And that's not your fault. That is the weather's fault. And this happens about once a year where we have a really bad month. It's just not a good month for this. That's why the GoFundMe is so important, which we are at $19,740, folks. What are we, like 80%, something like that? Roughly 80% of our goal. Now, I want to forewarn everybody here, right? That $25,000, we're about to go out in the shop, don't worry. About $25,000 is not enough to cover this project. You're going to think I'm going to be doing a bait and switch, but I'm not. When we hit that goal, we're actually going to start another goal, but it's not a $25,000 goal. What I think we're going to do is we're going to set goals for specific things, $1,200, $900, whatever. But we are not going to run another $25,000 one because I don't want anybody to get bait and switch. But there are a few extra things with this project that are coming in that we might need a little assistance for. So if you see another one of those pop up, I don't want anybody to think we're bait and switching you guys. This is primarily a crowdfunded operation. I don't have huge sponsors. I wish I did, but we're just not there yet. I'm hoping after this year we will. I'm really hoping. So a huge thank you to everybody who's contributed to the GoFundMe, because this month being slow just reiterates the fact that we would not be able to do this, because the invoice, the money owed for our radiosondes exceeds double how much this YouTube channel is going to pay us this month. But you guys have stepped in to help with that, and I appreciate that. What's really cool is our audience has stepped in and done something that big corporations with millions of dollars won't do. We've got people out here that are making $20,000-$30,000 a year that gave $100, and there's billion-dollar corporations out here in the weather industry that don't want to support things like this. And it's not just me, right? NSSL or CSWR, when they were around, they fought for grants. You know, the Dow Group, the Werman Crew, they fought and fought and fought to get grants. It's so hard to get grants or sponsorships for this stuff. So it's not like an us thing. It's basically anybody trying to do science right now is having a hard time. But I guess I'm just kind of saying that I think it's really cool that our audience has been able to do something for the better public and for the sake of science, this YouTube channel and our project, that huge corporations aren't even doing. And I think that's cool. You know, we do have some sponsors out there and we thank them, but there's also sponsors out there who we may not have found yet, or that do sponsor like NASCAR type stuff. And I know that's not what we are, but there's people that do a lot less than what we do, and they get a lot more, let's put it that way. Because when it comes to sponsoring things, a lot of times people are just looking for loud mouths, right? I mean, let's be real. It's hard to find folks to sponsor projects like this. So thank you to the audience. Really appreciate it. That's all I'll say about that. So your super chats, your channel memberships, your GoFundMe, your PayPal, all that stuff, today and tomorrow and Saturday matter now more than anything ever has, because it is really slow and we get paid once a month here. Just remember that. But anyway, thanks for being part of this. We're going to go out there because I bought new tools. Tomorrow, Carrie and I are probably, just depending, I know, unless something comes up, are probably going to tear my old motor apart, and we'll be live probably on his channel, unless he wants it on my channel. It doesn't really matter to me. We'll be live regardless. So we'll be live somewhere tomorrow, pulling that apart. This thing is due for a transmission fluid change. And I don't want to drop the pan on it. We're just going to do fluid. So I have purchased, stand by. I have purchased, that's right, a much needed tool. That is a pneumatic sucker. I mean, that's what it does. It sucks things. So we have a pneumatic sucker. I got the appropriate fluid, 2 rolls of paper towels, more lights. Those have actually been here. So those lights were actually hiding up there, and I totally forgot that I had them. So those got bought almost a year ago, and they've just been kind of moving around with me. So we've got the pneumatic sucker. I hope my air compressor is enough to run it. It says that the air consumption at 90 PSI is 0.3 CFM. That's a 2.8 CFM machine, so we should be okay. And the way that this works, pop the hood. The way this works, we're gonna shove the tube down in the transmission hole and suck all that out. So that, so on here, on these 6L80s, the transmission filter is not as important to change. I mean, yes, you need to change it like every 60,000 miles. I change the transmission filter every 50. But the pain in the ass thing is you've got to remove the exhaust Y pipe to do it, and it's such a pain in the freaking ass to do it. You can extend that transmission filter change to like 80,000 if you change the fluid every like 40. So I do 2 fluid changes, and on the on the third fluid change, we do the filter. And it works pretty good. But you have to be a little bit careful with these, because on the stock transmissions, before they get anything done with them, what goes bad with them is torque converters go to shit, and then they just send clutch material through the transmission and they ruin them, right? And if you replace the torque converter with something that is not General Motors, anything that they don't come with, you pretty much eliminate that problem, and you're just back to like a regular transmission, knock on wood. So we're just due for a fluid change. So we're not actually exchanging all the fluid in the system. It's not a flush. So we're just going to pull out about 5 quarts out of it with the sucker. This thing holds, I think it's 12 quarts. We pull about 50% of the fluid out, and that's why I do it more frequently. And then, on the third time, we'll actually drop the pan and pull the filter out. But again, the filter on these is a pain in the ass. When you take these things in to get them, the filters and stuff done, a lot of times you're talking like $400, sometimes 450, 500, and it's because of the stupid hour of labor that it takes to get that damn freaking Y pipe off of there, that exhaust Y pipe. It's a pain in the ass. It's more than it's worth. Yeah, I got the Ford additive somewhere. I think it's up there, but I gotta find it. But these are good transmissions after you've had them done up. Like from the factory, they're junk. Like I have never seen a vehicle constantly fail at 100,000 miles with something. This transmission shit the bed. Oh, what were we? 6,000 miles into owning this thing? And that was what, $4,500 down the drain, which, I mean, for a rebuild, I mean, that's realistic. Here's the thing. Most of these rebuilds, a lot of these people are charging almost $7,000. But that's also because some of these shops are kind of snobs. Some of them want to charge you, like they want to put the best of the best. Like they want to upgrade it for like 1,000 horsepower. And it's stupid. But, Bob's in the chat. When Bob they went through this and did it, a new torque converter in there. Obviously, any sort of aftermarket torque converter solves, I think, most of those problems. I think. But it's one of those things where that transmission has just consistently been a turd. Like in every Chevrolet, like I'm pretty sure that like every transmission shop that exists in this world has probably made more money off of that transmission than they have anything else. Like it's ridiculous. But like I said, once they've been gone through, it's not such a huge deal. But then you run into problems with, did you get good parts? Did you get bad parts? Did you get defective parts or whatever? It's one of those things like you shouldn't have to open up the transmission and do all that crap to it at 100,000 miles. I don't know. My other Tahoe's got the 4L60 in it, and I'm pretty sure it's shot. I think we're just going to put a transmission in it. I can get a rebuilt transmission for that thing for $2,100. And you know what? It's a powertrain products. It's not great. I think it's pretty average, run of the mill. But $2,100, it barely gets driven. Put the frickin' cheap reman in it and call it a day. Carrie, if you're watching, we're not doing the torque converter in there. We're just swapping it. Screw it. Because I was looking at where these things leak, and I was reading a lot about them. And from the sounds of it, I think it's the seal between the converter and like the pump housing. And the amount of labor to remove and replace that seal is well going to exceed the amount that it's worth. You can put a $400 torque converter in there and fix it. Fix that seal, which I'm pretty sure is where it's leaking. And you might be like $500 in parts, and you might be like $700 in labor. You're at $1,200. If you spend another $1,000, you can get a reman transmission with a 100,000 mile warranty. And then you're probably $600 to $700 to put it in. For like, let's just call it roughly for like $1,500 more, you're good for 100,000 miles. Unless something goes wrong, because sometimes, parts fail. But that's kind of the predicament that I'm in, where it's like, I think I'm just going to ship a reman here, because those 4L60s are small. I'm going to put the chat on screen here. Hang on. Those 4L60s are small, and that's only a 2-wheel drive. So it's got the little tail shaft on it. And, I think I'm just going to ship it here. And I'll be honest with you guys, I actually am kind of tempted to just put it in myself, because it's a 2-wheel drive. It's real easy. But we've also got Kerry right down the road, and he just loves working on my cars. I'm just kidding. He hates it, but it pays the bills. But he did a good job putting this motor in. I mean, seriously, folks, like, this truck's never run this good. This thing's been plagued since I got it, but it's ridiculous. I mean, this has had the entire powertrain replaced, including the rear end. I mean, that's just saying something for General Motors. I mean, we're in. I had the transfer case done on this too. So I had a couple of things mixed up because I kind of forgot what was what. I had my transfer case done twice too. So the transfer case on this thing went out, and I don't know why. So I pulled it out and like cash and carried it to the transmission shop over there in Janesville that's known to be pretty good. And I was like, hey, can you just rebuild this thing? Because I could get one from LKQ for $300 or $400. But for $300 or $400, you don't know what you're getting. You know, it might not be any better. I was like, can you just rebuild this? Sure, they rebuilt it for $700. And I'm like, all right, okay. And they gave me a warranty on it. They didn't tell me that the warranty was void because it was cash and carry, which I understand. But if they would have told me I wasn't going to get any warranty with it because it's only like 2 hours of labor to pull it, I would have just taken the truck to them and said, you do it. You know what I'm saying? So I get it back, and about 1,000 miles into it, it's grinding and all sorts of shit. And I changed the fluid on it, and it had a bunch of metal in it. Like the chain and shit was going out. So what I ended up doing, I'm just like, wow, that's cool. So what I said was screw it, and I went on eBay, and I looked at prices, and they were like $1,000. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. So I went on car-part.com and looked at used ones. I found a used one for $125 at Morrison's over there in Edgerton. Put it in, haven't had a problem since. I just said the hell with it. But yeah, the actuator was bad. There was something wrong with the. I don't know what was actually bad with it to begin with, but I think it was that fork in there. But it's like if I take that thing apart, it'll never go back together, you know? So I was like, might as well just get it done. I was pretty pissed. I was pretty pissed at that. So this is technically the third. I mean, second replaced, but it's the third. It's just ridiculous that well, now it's a 5-year-old. No, now it's a 6-year-old. But at the time, a 5-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old vehicle has to have all this done. And it's not necessarily like the truck's fault, right? Like, these are good trucks. These are good engines, but they decided to do all this EPA bullshit with the AFM and crap. And I think that's also what kills those torque converters, because the switching from 4-cylinder to 8-cylinder is really hard on that torque converter clutch. It's dumb. This is all reliable stuff that they just made less reliable because of it was the EPA. And this is why, you know what, guys, I know there's a lot of tree huggers, and I am all about the environment. I really am. We need to take care of the earth. But the EPA is not our friend when it comes to automotive this and that. None of this would be a thing if it wasn't for EPA. And the EPA regulations are a good thing to a point, but trying to squeeze 0.000001 miles per gallon extra out of this by destroying your motor and transmission is not the way to do it. It should have the cooler bypass thing in it. No, I did eliminate the deactivation. No, I completely agree with you, Jason. I mean, that stuff, it's a joke. That, especially on the newer ones with that DFM where it does all 8 cylinders, it's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, this is General Motors. Hey, we tried doing it on 4 cylinders and it was a disaster, so let's just do it on all 8. So it's really a disaster. Like, yeah, that makes sense. But no, it should have the cooler bypass. I think it had even before this thing was rebuilt. Even before we ever touched this transmission, I'm pretty sure it had the cooler bypass. Either that or I just flipped it, because isn't that it's got the little like bushing thing in there, and you like flip it or take it out, whatever. I think I did that before we even had this, but yeah, they run, and then they run hot too, because this thing, when I got it, this thing would run like 230 degrees. Ever since this was touched, it's run at like 180, which is what you would kind of more expect. I mean, yeah, it gets hot when you're really driving it, but it shouldn't run freaking 225 degrees just going down the highway at 40 miles an hour. And that's what they do from factory. So, all right, this is the Harbor Freight Special. Oh, score. It's got a brake bleeder attached. Look at this. It's got a brake bleeder on it too. Shit. The problem is going to be, do I have enough tubing? But I don't know. That white truck, like I said, I think we're just going to throw a transmission in. I thought about just getting rid of the truck, but it just throw a transmission. Those 4L60s in that 2009, you do, at least my understanding, and I could be wrong, my understanding is I do not need to reprogram the TCM. So I do not need to deal with the dealer, and I do not need to deal with like HP tuners or whatever the hell programming system I need. Because the TCM is separate on those, because the 2009 4x2s used the 4L60 and it was the last year. From what I am gathering, as long as we actually order the right one, we should not need to reprogram that TCM. But even if we do, I mean, it's just tow it to the dealer, I guess. But this is not going to work very well. Like, look at this. Look at this tubing. This is trash. This is, you're kidding me. This is not, I don't even know if I can use this, to be honest with you. I might have to heat those up. But anyway, I also got this, which, because we're going to do the transfer case fluid too. I just bought this crappy little siphon thing. We're going to use this to pump fluid in because the transfer cases take the same transmission fluid. So I got to figure out how this works. I think this is is this a spout? No, that's for what's it got the cap on it for? Oh no, am I missing pieces? No. I don't understand why this unthreads. Why does this unthread? There's nothing there. Freaking Harbor Freight Special, that's for sure. I got another one of these that broke and I threw it away. The manual one, but it's like we got air. So that's where you put your sucker attachment. Here's your on and off valve for your air. Give you a little spot to put your, I don't know, however much fluid we suck out of this, we'll put back in it. I'm probably going to use the super thin one, but I think I'm going to have to put the sucker up here. I need to buy some tubing. Yeah, these are trash. Harbor Freight didn't have any tubing either. I need to just go on Amazon and buy some. What is this? It says it is 0.24 outer diameter tubing. So I just need to go buy some 0.24 outer diameter vacuum hose or tubing, I guess. So we're going to see how far I can shove it into the transmission. I hope I can fit it. The only other option is, besides not doing it at all, would be to drop the back of the pan and try to splash the fluid out a little bit, but that's just ridiculous. I need to put it, I tell you what, the next time I do this, I need to put a drain pan on it that has a drain bolt. So we can just drain bolt, or undo the drain bolt. Please tell me this fluid's not black. Oh no, it's fine. I would show you. So this is on a blue paper towel, so it looks really dark. But before it soaked in, it was nice and red. Is that metal? No, it's like the little fibers of the paper towel. I about had a heart attack. It would be like, you got to be kidding me. All right, so make sure the catheter. Yeah, Jason, mine as soon as it goes into overdrive, it's slipping. It's just done. It's got 250,000 miles on it. It's done. Guys, I don't know if this is even enough tubing to fit down in there. Oh, did we bottom out? Let's pull it out and see if there's fluid on it. Oh yeah, we made it. This is a long dipstick, but we are gonna have to put the sucker up here. That's, God, you guys think I can connect two of these together somehow? Oh, I have an idea. I wonder if we can use the brake bleeder, because they give you a nice brake bleeder. I don't have a hose barb, though. I don't have any way to put those together. God damn it. I mean, we could. I really don't want to get a bunch of fluid in the brake bleeder attachment, but we could just flush it out. We just stick it in the brake clean. You know. All right, how creative can I get here? Can I pull? Oh, look, a hose barb. Thank you, Harbor Freight. That's not gonna. If we pull out, I don't think I can get the hose barb out of the hose, though. If I had another hose barb, there we go. I wonder if we can, if this happens to be roughly the same. It does. Okay. I know what's going to happen. If we don't secure that, it's going to pop off, and we're going to have fluid everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And somebody is probably in the chat right now typing that out, like, oh, you're about to have a disaster. And I agree. So we're going to tape that so that if it is to blow off of there, it will at least kind of help us contain the fluid for a minute. This is temporary. You know, I don't expect the electrical tape here to hold the vacuum. It should hold that, but it keeps these two ends from blowing apart under pressure or suction or whatever. I just think that's a really good idea here, considering we're rigging this. We got a nice valve here. This is the brake bleeder attachment, but I'll flush it out with brake clean or something, or clean fluid. Oh, and then, yep, that's our sucker hole. So you just shove it in the sucker hole, and now we can put this on the ground. It's been a long time since I had one of these. Yeah, Kerry's got a RAV4 that he put a 4.8 LS in. All the RAV4 enthusiasts here in the chat. All right, so we're going to add shop air, and the freaking air compressor is going to be loud as hell. I hope that air compressor's got enough balls. It says that at 90 PSI, I'll lock myself out again. It says at 90 PSI, the sucker takes 0.3 CFM, which seems really low. But that is a 2.8 CFM compressor at 90 PSI. So I would assume it would be fine. But we're about to find out. If not, well, we're screwed. All right. So, compressor. I don't know if my hose leaks. This is a new hose I just made up. About to find out. Oh, the stupid compressor, the coupler on it isn't very good. I fought with this last time. This freaking Harbor Freight stuff is good, but definitely not the easiest all the time. All right, we're going to set the tool pressure at like 70 PSI just to ease into this, because I don't know if I trust my thing. Hold on, and my freaking air hose is all coiled up here. Brand new air hose. Is not a very nice one. Hopefully that's the right end. All right, so the methodology, or the idea is here that you get a Venturi effect, and that creates a suction. As long as none of your fittings come apart, which sometimes they do, you don't end up with oil everywhere. There should be about 4 to 5 quarts that come out of this. I do not have enough line pressure going through. Oh no, I do. See, it's coming up through the tube. That's only at 60. Okay, we're good. So it's coming through. It's a little bit aerated, which means it might not be. There's that.
The fluid is nice and red, which is good. We have sucked out like barely any. I think we need more power. Barely see if it's adding up in there, but it's definitely flowing, so. It is aerating here. We've got a lot of suction loss. Like a leaky connection here or what? We've got good flow here, but then it aerates. Oh yeah, there we go. Of course, it's Harbor Freight. It's not tight from the factory. Push it together and hold it. That's okay. It still works. It just means it's gonna take longer. Now it's flowing. Now that I'm holding it. It's doing better now. Need to be pushed together. Now it's really flowing. I had to really push these together, and now it's flowing good. Really flowing. Yeah, yeah, now it's filling up. It just had a lot of air in there. Oh yeah, see now it's filling up about a quart a minute. See how much better that's flowing now? These pieces, these compression fittings aren't tight. So this is that you can use this to do all sorts of stuff too. Like if you've got shop air, these are worth it. I don't like the manual pump ones because they take so long to, like, you're just constantly pumping them. This will probably take about 3 or 4 minutes because we're over 2 quarts now, so it's about halfway done. Sit and wait, I guess. Air compressor seems to be keeping up. That's good. I'm running it almost wide open. We're almost up to 3 now. That's good. Probably could go under there and start draining that transfer case, but I really don't want to. I want to piss around with it with this noise. That's probably about done. It's finally sucking air. About 4 quarts, so that's about what I would expect. But the fluid looks good, which is good. So we'll just let that run until it don't run no more. hopefully that's almost done. I'm sick of listening to it. Okay, I'm sick of listening to that. What did we get? Roughly 4 quarts. That's what I would expect out of it. So, all right, now the trick is going to be getting this tube out of here without making a godforsaken mess. See, I wouldn't be doing this as often as I do it if I had to drop that pan. Like, this just makes it so much easier. And yeah, we're pretty good. That's sucked it mostly out. Let me run this one time open with my finger over it to really suck the rest out. Hang on. Trying to get the hose cleaned out. Put your finger over to kind of sucks that all out. So you can change oil with this too. Some people say that, oh, it doesn't get everything in the bottom of the pan, but I'll be honest with you guys, 9 times out of 10 it's fine. But that's going to be your choice if you want to do that or drop, drain the plug. Or pull the drain plug rather. I guess let's probably fill it with fluid right now. Because otherwise, we risk me forgetting to fill it with fluid. And that would be a problem. Wouldn't get very far. We might have to wait a minute though, because I just rinsed out my funnel because it had some dust in it. So we need to let this thing dry. Is that going to fit in the hole? Yeah, not really. Get the other one. Rinse that out too. Don't worry, people. I know somebody's going to be like, oh my God, you're going to get water in there. I am drying it out with a towel. And I'm going to see if I can put the blower on the end of the air conditioner, air compressor here. And if I can find the little air blower, and then we'll blow the air out of it. I think that air compressor is about to burn up. I can't find the air blower. We'll just let it dry, drip dry. I seriously, I smell nothing but a burning electric motor. I think the thing's about to crap out. It's fine. I mean, it's got a warranty on it. It's Harbor Freight, but actually, you know what? This piece of tubing would work really well as a pipe cleaner here. Hang on, just to dry that out and clean it out. So I really don't want to put a bunch of dirt down in there. That's dry. This one fits in the hole a little better. All right. So we need 4 quarts. This is, how many quarts are in a gallon? 4, right? So I'll just dump the whole thing in, right? 4 quarts in a gallon. Yeah. That's how much is in there, right? Just a little under. Well, it'll be all right. Because I'm sure we're going to spill some. So we'll just put the whole damn thing in. Obviously, I'll check it, but I know it wasn't low. You know, usually every oil change, I just check it. It's got to be like hot and in park. I don't even know if there's a cold fill on that dipstick, but I'll check it later if it needs to be topped off. It's no big deal. But this is only about half of the fluid in the entire system. But it's that whole thing of dilution, and then as long as you suck it out frequently enough, you really help these out. I think it's better on them than doing, because I mean, yeah, you do your filter like every 50 to 80,000 miles, but it's still good in between there to suck some of that crud out. I mean, you know what? Maybe it doesn't do anything, but it's cheap insurance for me. It makes me feel better. I've been doing that on all of my vehicles, forever. So I'll leave that little bit in there just in case. And we'll let that drain out of that funnel. Because I got to do we got to do the transfer case too. The transfer case is easy. So I'm going to leave that funnel in there so don't forget to put the dipstick in. The dipstick, does it have a cold fill? This one does not. This one only has a hot. I think this is an aftermarket dipstick. I think. If I remember right. But anyway, we'll go under there and do the transfer case fluid. I wish I had a creeper. Hold on a minute. I got a piece of cardboard. Cardboard will work. Something to lay on. Transfer case, where are you at? Right. Transfer case is a little bit farther back on this vehicle than you'd kind of think it would be. Let me grab a drain bucket, which I have here. All right, now I need you guys. Now I need to get a creeper. Like, Harbor Freight's got a nice one that's got the little backrest thing that you can put up. It's like $60, but I kind of keep forgetting to get it, and then I think, I don't need it. No, I need it. Like, I'm under the car all the time. You'd think that I would remember. God dang, I don't know if my tripod, because I don't know if this is gonna work. Shit, really? What if I put you? What are we gonna do? Shit. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Hold on, let me think. Let me grab another. Let me grab a smaller tripod. You guys are just a little too tall. Like a quarter of an inch too tall to fit under there. Hang on. I got a smaller one. Okay. Oh, are you serious? I can't get this phone clamp to unscrew. For God's sakes, man. Just does anything today want to work? Definitely not. Hell, I don't even want to work. All right, let me grab another phone clamp here. Jesus. All right. So I need a 3/8 ratchet, maybe an extension, and then a paper towel. And pray to God there's no metal in this transfer case. I doubt it. Pray. I don't know how many miles are on this transfer case. It's a mystery. Are you serious? It's not a 3/8? What the frick is it? God, has it been that long that I don't remember? It's not a 3/8. I thought it was just a straight 3/8 drive wrench. You're looking at that thing right there. Fill plug, drain plug. For Christ's sakes. Wish I had it. I guess I could go get I could move my jack over here. Hold on. All right. So we are totally breaking out power tools. And this might be a little sensitive for some. So they'll be like, oh, God, you can't use power tools on a drain plug. I beg to differ because you're about to see me do it. Because I'm freaking lazy. That's why. Oh, Jesus. For Christ's sakes. Probably could have had it off with a wrench by now. And I've done this so much, I know the fill plug is going to come out, so we don't even need to check it. But yeah, it looks clean. It looks dark because we're under the truck, but it's definitely nice and red. This don't hold much. I think it's 1.5 quarts. I'll go look it up. But we do have some metal shavings on the magnet, but that's nothing really abnormal. Not like an abnormal amount of them, just normal wear. So I'm okay with that. I don't have any pipe dope to put on here. Usually you need to put a little bit of thread tape or pipe dope or something on here. But I don't have any, so it'll be fine. If it leaks, I'll deal with it, but I don't think it'll leak. Just let that pee out of there for a second. I will not use the power tool to put it back on, though. I'm not that stupid. Obviously, we don't want to go too tight, so I'm grabbing up here. So you can crack those aluminum housings pretty easy if you're not careful. There's a fill plug up yonder. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to feel for it. Am I anywhere near it? There it is. I need my wrench for that because the tool won't fit up in there. Oh man, why is that so tight? Oh, I almost dropped that in the fluid. That would have sucked. God, I wish I could see. Man, it's almost like if I put this up on a jack or my ramps, that this wouldn't be a problem. Man, maybe we should have used our brains. Oh shit, you guys can see it on the camera better than I can. I got this cross member in my way. So this is the fill plug. So it's real easy. We just put fluid in this until it drains out. This is just pipe thread. So I need to go get, hang on. Oh God. Okay. I need to get me fluid and the sucker. The sucker that we're going to use to fill, that is. Not the removal sucker, the filler sucker. Always take the fill out first. It was sketchy. No. I mean, yeah, I agree, but I mean, I do this every 20, 25,000 miles, so I know it's going to come out. I'm not worried about it. If I didn't do it so frequently, yeah, sure. All right, I got a really cheap, crappy fluid sucker device here. You guys see that transfer case skid plate there? That was like a $400 option. What a crock of shit. $30 piece of metal. All right, so we're gonna take the sucker machine and just stick one hose in the fluid. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay. Stick one end, because this don't take much fluid. One end. Oh, man, that tubing barely fits in there. This is gonna, we're gonna make a mess. See, it already came out. We're gonna make a huge mess. Like, I'm not even kidding. All right, stick that down in there. Let's prime the pump a little bit here. It's not even sucking. Maybe I need to put my finger over it. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you freaking serious? Oh, I knew this piece of shit was a bad idea. Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on, guys. I'm getting pissed. This thing won't even, I won't even siphon. Doesn't matter if I put my finger over it or not. This is ridiculous. Sometimes you gotta put your thumb over it. It's just not. What if it's not? Am I not getting? Is it not seating like in the? This is so fucking ridiculous. Oh, there it goes. Just needed one more pump. That's what she said. We're almost primed. Hold on. Real slow to prime here, but we're almost through the tube. Okay, basically, we just fill this until it comes out. Oh, this is such a piece of fucking shit. Oh yeah, now somebody can bitch about my language on Twitter. Go ahead. Just like last time. Wish I cared. Yeah, this thing's a piece of junk. It's not a proper pump. This is just back going. It don't have a check valve in it. Oh, fucking Christ. I'm so fucking tired of this shit. Every day is a fucking fight. Every day is a fucking fight. There's no check valve in this. All right, well, this is a piece of shit. And there's absolutely nothing in this fucking world that we're going to do to make that work. So we're done. I'm going to have to order something. So let's just be done. Because we can fight with it all we want. But we gotta get something here. I don't have a way to go get anything. So we're going to have to order something. I don't know if Walmart has an actual fluid transfer pump or not. But I can't do that. We're just wasting our time. Excuse the frustration. It's just everything. I swear to God, every day is a fucking fight. When you run a business, everything's a fight. No matter what it is. There's no fucking check valve in that. Like, I don't understand. Like, you sell a fluid transfer pump with no check valve. All you have is a siphon pump. Like, and you're not gonna, like, I don't, whatever. A fluid transfer pump that does not have a check valve, how, you know, or any sort of mechanical way other than a, you know, one of those squeezer pressure ball things. That's just a siphon pump. Like, how is that going to transfer anything? You're selling a siphon pump that says transfer pump, but it's not. Whatever. Let me rinse this crap off my hands, and I'll see if I can get something. I actually wonder if I have something here. I wonder if I have one of those. At one point I had one of those unopened Harbor Freight ones, but I don't see it. Whatever. Okay, well, we'll regroup. We'll go deal with that. I think for now, let's just get that thing out of the transmission. God, I hate shit some days. Always something. Okay. Make sure I got all the dirt off of me because I don't want to drag it in the office. All right. Let's go into the office and order something, I guess. More money, I swear to God. I totally see why people pay other people to fix their crap. Totally reasonable. Totally get it. Okay. Let me see. All right, I hope Walmart sells something because I really don't want to take that other truck all the way up to Harbor Freight. I don't trust it right now. Okay, let me see what I can do. Let's see. Fluid pump? I don't know. Hell, a turkey baster would work, honestly. A turkey baster? Nah, I don't want to deal with that under there, but it would work. Oh, yeah. Right there, man. Walmart special. $13 though. That's bullshit. Because I get it at Harbor Freight for like $4.49 or something. I even saw it today. Let's see here. I can get it in 40 minutes if I pay an extra $10. This is gonna end up being a $35 pump. What a crock of shit. This is my own fault. They want me to add a tip. The suggested tip for this is $10 for the Walmart driver. No. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you want to tip people good, but this is a $13. We're getting one $13 item. The tip is, that's like 80. It's like 80% of the item. Like, you're kidding me, right? That's kind of stupid. Like, you're kidding me. Okay, that's been ordered. So that should be here within the next hour. We'll get under there and do the ball joints and stuff. Or the ball joint grease and shit. Let me see here. Sorry. I just launched you guys. I don't know. Let me pull up the chat here.
I'm getting there. All right. What does chat say? Not much. Well, I guess now we just sit and wait like a bunch of morons, right? So I don't know. Has anybody got any interesting news? I got nothing. I'm drawing a blank. What did I? Oh yeah, the chat. God, I can barely see the damn chat. I can barely read that. Okay, so Paul has officially ordered us 12 rolls of... I just saw Paul's invoice that he sent me. So Paul has sent us... So our scientificsales.com friends have... All right, get a load of this shit. All right, you ready? They have sent us 12 rolls of masking tape, 35 microfiber towels, a bunch of trash bags. It doesn't say how many. A shit ton of toilet paper. It doesn't say how many. Just a bunch. Hunter bags. Thanks. A trash can. That is a really fancy trash can. A shit ton of paper towel. A shit ton of zip ties. 12 and 8 inch. For any of you guys that care about size. Any of you girls in the chat, I don't know. Or guys if you swing that way, I guess. But wait, there's more. A broom. And not just duct tape, industrial duct tape. Because that's what it says. So thank you, Paul. I just kind of I laughed at the masking tape because that just proves that these guys obviously watched the stream, which is actually really funny. Hundred garbage bags. I tell you what, I tell you what's not cheap these days is garbage bags. Anybody bought garbage bags at Walmart recently? Holy smokes! It's just, you know, it's like I was thinking about stuff like, because I got to buy tires for that truck. One of them's out around, it's weather checked, it's shot. I have to put tires on it. That's $1,300, I think. Depends on the tires I go with. I think we need to put the KO3s back on it, so that's probably gonna be $1,300. But you guys remember like 10 years ago when you could go to the tire place and you would spend probably 60 to 70 bucks a tire? Now it's 200 bucks a tire. Paper plates. Like I remember, you used to buy a pack of paper plates for $2.50. Now it's like $8 for 50 paper plates. Like some of the stuff has just gone up, and the prices have gone up in the stupidest ways. Just like the dumbest price increases on the dumbest stuff. So I'm looking at, there's 2 tires I'm looking at for this thing. I think I have to have E-load tires. That bumper's heavy, that winch is heavy. I mean, the winch is probably 120 pounds. I mean, we got like 700 pounds up front. And then all the stuff in the back. I really don't. Standard load is out of the question, but I think that C load, which would be between E and standard, I think C load. I don't think it's enough. It's the sidewalls are going to be soft. So I'm looking at. Let me look at the pricing on this again. Stand by. So there's 2 tires that I'm kind of looking at right now, and it's got KO2s on it right now, and I like KO2s. But I also don't like them. They suck in the mud. And it's an all-terrain, so in general, those are going to suck in the mud. But the KO3, which is the new version of the KO2, sucks less in the mud. And the KO3 is $290 a tire. So that ends up being... Where's the price? What is it? $1,160 plus tax plus $100 for install. So you're sitting at probably what, $1,350 for tires. There's a Yokohama that I've wanted to try. That's actually a really, really good tire for what we're doing. Let me find it here. I want to see what the price difference is. It's not a new tire, but it's not very common, so people don't kind of know it's there. Where did it go? Yeah, it's the Geolander ATXD. Which is this one. Almost a mud tire looking thing. And it's $246, and I can't get it till Tuesday. Which I think is kind of stupid. So that puts you at $984. So $984 minus $1,160, that's your savings. So $1,160 minus $984. It's $176 cheaper. They're probably very comparable, honestly. I don't like running the BF Goodrich tires because everybody runs them. And I just like to be different. But I wish I could get that damn Yokohama sooner. I just think that sucks that you know what? Let me check Amazon. There's a chance I might be able to get it off Amazon sooner. Sometimes we're close enough to that Kenosha Amazon distribution center that sometimes if the stuff is over there, we get them really, really quick, like next day, even tires. But a lot of people are like, oh, you don't need to spend that much in tires. Yeah, I do, because my job literally depends on tires, Yeah, I can't get anything before Tuesday. That's a C range. I really don't want the C range. I don't know. Any of you guys that actually know what you're talking? No offense. You guys that actually know what you're talking about, do you think I could get away with C range? I feel like that's a bad idea when you're doing off-road because an E range has a thicker sidewall. Let's ask Grok. You guys want to ask Grok? Hey,
Hey, what's up?
everything. I have a question about tires. Can you please give me a factual, truthful answer that actually is meaningful?
Sure. Tires are basically the only thing between you and the road.
Yeah,
so
lady, I
yeah.
know.
Fair enough. So shoot. What's the tire question?
I have a Chevy Tahoe. It is four-wheel drive. It has a buck stop bumper on it. It has a winch on it. It has cargo. It is actually used off the road. Do you think that I actually need load range E tires, or do you think I can get away with load range C tires? Don't give me the bullshit, crap from the Toyota 4Runner forum you found. Like, I want your actual opinion here.
Load range E. No bullshit. Your Tahoe's already heavy, and with the buck stop bumper, winch, and cargo, you're easily pushing 500 pounds over stock curb weight. Off-road, that extra mass hits the tires harder, sidewalls flex more, heat builds up, and C-range tires, usually 6-ply, will squat like a drunk at last call. E's 10-ply, stiffer, and they actually hold air when you're airing down for rocks or sand. C might work on pavement, sure, but the second you drop pressure and crawl over shale, you'll feel the beads start to slip or the tire pancake. I've seen guys run C on lifted trucks.
You think
and
that the
regret it
bead? You think that the bead is gonna slip? Like, have you ever driven a car before? The bead's not gonna slip on a truck tire just because it's low range C. Like, I mean, okay, if you want to tell me about sidewall issues, okay, fine. The thing's not just gonna slip. Like, are you kidding me?
All right, let's clear this up. No kidding around. Fair point. Bead slip isn't common on stock wheels if you're careful, but it does happen off-road when you air down hard.
Stop.
Not kidding.
Stop. I don't air down to 8 psi. Jesus Christ. We go down to like 18 tops.
Got it. 18 psi is way more reasonable. At that pressure, bead slip's basically a non-issue on decent wheels. But here's the real talk. Load range C still sags more under your setup. Tahoe curbs already around 5,000 pounds. Add bumper, winch, gear, you're north of 5.5. Off-road, even at 18, those sidewalls pancake on bumps or ruts. You feel it in steering, traction, and yeah, eventual sidewall tears if you're dragging over sharp stuff. E-range won't
No,
flex
I
like that.
disagree with you a little bit. So let's actually talk about this. What's the factory curb weight on this? Let's just run it as a 2019 Tahoe 4x4. What is the actual factory curb weight on this thing, and what tire does it actually come with? It would be the 17-inch commercial package, but what load range tire do they ship this thing with?
Checking the numbers on a 2019 Tahoe real quick.
I don't like the Falcon Wild Peaks. Good suggestion, but they're not
2019
aggressive for
Tahoe
what we do.
4x4, like the LS base, curbs out around 5,220 pounds stock. That's straight from specs. Trims like LT bump it to about 5,600, but yeah, mid 5,000s is the ballpark before you add anything. Stock tires? Most come with P265 65R18 all seasons, passenger rated, so load range
Wrong.
SL or standard.
265/70/17 is the factory size on this because it's the optional steel wheels that it came with. So yet again, I've corrected you. So can you please give me more factual information?
All right, checking the exact specs now. Hold tight. Okay, you're right. 265 of 70R17 was an option on the 2019 Tahoe. especially with those steel wheels. On civilian models, it wasn't the default. Those were usually 18s or 20s, but on fleet SSV versions, like police or special service rigs, it was common, often as P265 70R17 all-terrain or all-season. From the GM upfitter docs, standard for special service is P255 70R17, passenger rated, SL load range, but
Without writing me a fucking novel, you're telling me that it came with SL standard load 265 17s, correct?
Yeah, stock 265 70R17 on your Tahoe, SL, not C, not E. Passenger rated, 4-ply equivalent.
What's the SL load? Like, what's the load capacity per tire at max PSI?
At max PSI, usually 35 for P265 70R17SL, it's about 2,500 pounds per tire. That's the cold inflation number from Goodyear or Michelin specs. Real world, you're looking at around 2,300 safe when loaded and...
Something's wrong here. Choose the Tahoe. We're gonna solve this real quick. All right, let's consult the sticker. S. Is S just standard load versus SL? Whatever. The combined weight of cargo should never exceed 18 pounds. Okay, where's the VIN? Oh, there it is. Can you guys read that? Yeah, standard load. I can't read that. Hang on. Can I turn a flashlight on with this? GVWR 7300. Does it show just flat curb weight? Okay, well, we know that GVWR is 7300 on this. Oh, shit. Which is really what I was trying to get Grok to tell me through all of that. I want to know what the empty curb weight is on this, though. I can just barely read that sticker. Oh, God. All right, GVWR is 7,300. I just looked at the sticker. It says it came with S tires, which I assume is SL. What's the actual empty curb weight of this bitch?
Curb weight on your 2019 Tahoe 4x4 with 265 70R17s, around 5,600 pounds, give or take 50 depending on trim and options. That's empty. No driver, no gear, no gas. Okay,
which is about right, because our GVWR is 7,300, and it says like max cargo is like 18, so that sounds about right. And you're telling me these came with S tires? Like that's maxing out standard load tires. So, I mean, given that information, are you more comfortable with running C tires on this? Like, would I be an idiot?
No, you wouldn't be an idiot. Stock came with SL, which is already the bare minimum for that curb weight. C range, 6-ply LT, would be a legit step up. Stiffer sidewalls, better pinch flat resistance, and it'll handle your extra 300 plus pounds without sweating. At 18 PSI off-road, C won't sag like SL does, and you won't be flirting with bead slip or sidewall collapse on anything short of hardcore rock crawling. Honestly, for what you're doing, real trails, not pavement, it's smarter than staying SL. E's overkill unless you're towing a trailer or airing down to 10. C's the sweet spot, tougher than factory, cheaper than E, and still rides decent. Run it. You'll be fine.
The reason I ask, guys, is because we are significantly cheaper with C-load tires, and the some of the E-load tires are not necessarily 10-ply. Well, they're all 10-ply equivalent. They're not actually 10-ply, but they have, like the KO3s have a 3-ply sidewall, which is important. But not all of them do. Like, I don't think that Yokohama, I don't think that's a 3-ply sidewall. Hold on, let me ask Grok. This is where AI is actually helpful. Yokohama Geolander ATXD. What is that? A 3-ply sidewall? It's load range E, but is it 3-ply or 2-ply sidewall?
Checking Yokohama specs real quick. Should be solid info.
Heard that.
Yeah, it's 3-ply. Why Yokohama's own site and launch info straight up say the Geolander XD has a 3-ply sidewall as part of their GeoShield tech. Full nylon cap on top, high turn-up carcass underneath. It's 10-ply overall, casing plus belts, but the sidewall itself, 3 plies, not 2. Stiffer than your average LT tire, holds up great off-road without being a brick. Solid choice for your setup.
Okay, I stand corrected. Maybe it's that Cooper tire. We're going to look at the load range C tires just to look because, hold on here. With this tire size, what's our weight difference between E and C? I'm too lazy to look it up. What's our weight? I'm too lazy to look it up. What's our weight difference between E and C tires in this instance?
About 5 to 8 pounds per tire.
No. Capacity.
Checking tire weights real quick. The Yokohama Geolander ATXD in LT26570R17. It's only made in load range E. No C version exists from what I see. Every spec sheet, tire rack.
Fine, then just spec me the KO3s. It's close enough.
Checking the KO3 specs real quick. Should be solid. Yeah, KO3s in LT26570R17 come in both C and E. C range, 6-ply total, max load around 2470 pounds at 50 psi, weighs about 50 pounds each. Sidewalls 3-ply polyester with steel belts plus nylon cap. Tough but flexier. Good for your 18 psi trails without being overkill. E range, 10-ply, 3,415 pounds at 80 psi. Heavier at 55 to 56 pounds per tire. Same 3-ply sidewall base.
Yeah, see, the only benefit we have with the higher load range tire is its resistance to puncturing or damaging, especially when aired down. But I think we might, I honestly think E is a little bit overkill in our situation here. Because E is on it right now, and I think when I got it, it had C, and it was plenty fine. I gotta do a little looking, but it's just, tires are expensive. There is a load range in between them that's called D, which is like an 8-ply equivalent. But it's hard to find load range D tires. They're a thing, it's just not super common. Walmart delivery driver is here, almost here, I should say. So that's good. So we should be able to go finish that. Discount Tire doesn't have much in stock either. They're all like way out.
They're days out, which is annoying. I don't know if we got a tire shortage going on or what, but it seemed like they used to stock more tires. More. Everything's several days. Ever since they started partnering or, doing more with Tire Rack, it's like it's taken a significantly longer amount of time to get things. Yeah, the only place I'll buy tires is Discount Tire. It's just a thing. I do a lot of business with tires, and I won't let Walmart or any of these other places touch my truck. I mean, I don't even want Discount Tire touching my truck sometimes, but I've seen how some of these other places handle your vehicle, and they hire kids that don't even know how to use a screwdriver, let alone change your tires. And I can't have that. This is a performance vehicle. It's not a freaking Toyota Yaris or something that someone drives around town. Like it's serious. Like things need to work, and I just some of these guys, it's like they don't know how to balance a tire. They just do a terrible job. Like Discount Tire, at least they're nationwide mostly, and if you have problems, you can go back and make them deal with it. Like these Walmart places and stuff, I don't trust them. I really don't. What's interesting is like the KO3, the load range C is actually more expensive than the load range E. I imagine maybe that's just availability. I have no idea why that would even be that way. But I can't get any of these I can't get anything. So I wanted to get this done this weekend or Monday at the latest, so I can actually get out of here and have some freedom again. But I'm not, everything is like Tuesday. I just think that's crazy. You used to be able to walk into Discount Tire and get almost any tire you want. And I can't. All right, they just delivered it. So I'll go out there and get it in a second. Discount Tire has just really disappointed me lately. They're not what they used to be. That is for sure. I don't know. I have not run the KO3s yet. I've always run the KO2s, and I've always been a little disappointed with them, but they've fixed a lot of problems with the KO3s. You got to be really picky though with these with tires. Yeah, this is so stupid. Available as soon as Tuesday. Come on, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days to get one of the most common tire sizes on any vehicle. That's just crazy. I don't know. Like I said, I think they've switched distributing because I think they've always owned Discount or Tire Rack or something, but like 2 or 3 years ago when they started doing more with Tire Rack, that's when I noticed the shipping and the lead times got really long with Discount Tire. My assumption is they were probably using other tire distributors before that, but now they're only using the Tire Rack system or network or whatever, and I think it slowed them down. I remember you used to be able to go on and get basically any tire on their website the next day or the day after. And now, like I said, 5 days.
Like, unless you want a KO3, if you want a BF Goodrich KO3, well, you can go get a KO3. They've got just 18 of them in stock. But that's the only one that they have in the stock. Like, if you want a KO3, that's great. They got your business. But anything else, good luck. All this guy does is complain. Yeah, buddy, that's not what your wife said last night. So, you want to play that game? I can play that game too. I'm so fucking tired of people like that. God, I feel bad for your mom. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, they just don't have even like the more like common tires. They don't have like the Nitto. I don't like Nitto tires. I mean, I don't like Nitto tires because there's anything wrong with Nitto tires. I don't like Nitto tires because they don't really make anything that works for me. The Ridge Grappler does not do good enough in mud, and it's not good in snow. The Terra Grappler does a little better in mud, a little better in snow, but it's an ugly tire. Like, you're putting it on a truck, you want it to look good. It's an ugly tire. It's a good tire, but it's ugly. The KO3s, the KO2s, they look really good on a truck, I think. And so do the Yokohamas. I won't run Falcon tires because none of them do what I need to do. The mud tire is good. But the AT, the RT, those tires, they do not eject the mud good enough. And that's speaking from experience. And they don't look good. They have, like, the sidewall is very bland. It's very anemic. It looks like a passenger tire, and I don't like that. The Goodyear Duratrack, whatever it is, I like that tire. That's not a bad one. It looks good. For what it is, it's pretty good. Can't get that. I'm looking at this. They don't have anything. And it's not just this store. Like, I've tried other stores around here. It's not like it's just this store. This is too bad. It's just too bad. I mean, it is what it is, but it's like I might have to leave on Monday. I can't try to get this stuff on Monday. So we might have to go without it. I'm just a little bit nervous because one of those tires, I actually think the belts are coming apart. Like, I really don't want to drive around with that tire on there. Like, I want to replace all four. It would make me feel a lot better. I'm just not very confident in those tires at the moment. Those Mickey Thompson tires are actually really good. Those are good tires. The Geolander XAT, that's a good one. The General tires are good. The Grabber is a good one, but that's more of a mud tire. It's not very good on wet roads, but it's not supposed to be. Mud tires typically aren't that good on wet roads. But like even the Falcon, like the AT4, like the Wild Peak AT4, which is kind of like their like average all-terrain tire, like like BF Goodrich has the KO2, which is like the KO2 and the KO3, which is like what everybody that wants an all-terrain gets. Like, if you don't really have a huge preference, if you just want a tire that's going to work pretty well on gravel, pretty well on dirt, pretty well on mud, pretty well on the road, kind of sort of good enough on all the things you might be driving on, you buy the KO2 or the KO3. Well, with Falcon, you buy the AT4 or AT3. With Cooper, you buy it used to be the AT3, but now it's the Stronghold. With Yokohama, you typically buy the XAD. With Nitto, you probably buy the Ridge Grappler or the Terra Grappler G3. Falcon, you buy the AT4, and the AT4 is now $309. Why? Why is that tire $309? That tire used to be like $225, $230. What is, like, seriously, what has happened? It's not a tariff. Everybody blames the tariffs, which, okay. But it's not in this case. Like, why is that tire so expensive? Why is that tire $40 more than the KO2 or KO3. Like, are they just full of themselves, or is it a supply issue, or what? Look at this, the Duratrack. $312 a tire for a Duratrack. The Duratrack is just the very basic, like, hey, I want an all-terrain tire that looks good. If you want a Goodyear, you buy the Duratrack. $312 for a 265/70 on a 17. Like, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Toyo Open Country AT3, $315. That's a piece of shit tire, by the way. That's not an AT tire. That is a highway tire with pizzazz. Open Country RT Trail. That's actually a good one. $324. The Open Country RT, those are actually good. I like those. The Cooper Discoverer STT Max, that's a really good tire. Really good tire, but it's just super pricey. They've got that at $340. That's always been an expensive tire, though. But, like, I can't afford any of these. I'm gonna have to buy one, but it's annoying because I really don't want to spend $300 a tire, especially for this size. My F-150 tires are 35-inch tires, and those were $300 a piece. My 33-inch tires should not be $300 a piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Terra Grappler G3, the Nitto, that's a really good tire, but it just sucks in the mud. It's just worthless. That's kind of like a KO3 competitor. Goodyear Wrangler Workhorse, that's junk. Kelly Safari, that's junk. BF Goodrich HD Pro, junk. Firestone Destination XT, junk. I know some people think that I'm a tire snob, but I am. Like, I've run a lot of these. I do a lot of work with my tires, and I've just come to find out, like, what sucks and what doesn't. The Cooper Discoverer Stronghold. That's this one right here. I don't know if you guys see that. That's actually a nice tire, but it doesn't look good. The sidewall is boring. It doesn't look like an AT tire. Like, you don't want to put that on your lifted truck. It don't look good. Like, you want to put a good looking tire on your truck. Like, you don't put that tire on there. The KO3s are $290 freaking dollars. This is asinine. Continental junk. Oh, Nokia. I stay away from Nokian tires. I've never had good luck with them. The winter tires that they make are good, but I've never had good luck with the other ones. Recon Grappler, that's, yeah, doesn't look very good. The G3 though, the G3, the Nitto G3, the Terra Grappler G3, that's not a bad looking tire. It's not great. It's just it's the mud. It doesn't do good in the mud. It is a bad mud tire for all terrain. All terrains have issues in the mud, but that one really has issues in the mud. Scorpion Pirelli. I wouldn't buy a Pirelli all terrain. The Bridgestone Ascent, that's not bad. Hankook Dynapro. The Hankook all-terrains are way too soft. They're not a rugged enough that they're more of a highway tire than anything. Again, the Mickey Thompson keeps popping up, but they're expensive. Those are good. I'm just kind of looking on here to see if there's anything that I can run that's not $300 a freaking tire that I can get before Monday. It's not looking like it. The new Duratrack, so they make a new Goodyear Duratrack now, which is actually a little better. The old Duratracks, the sidewalls were a little bit soft, and sometimes they would get punctured very easily, and they fixed that. They're actually pretty good now. The new ones are much better. They did a good job on that. Yeah, we don't really have much for options here, guys. This is stupid. They got a sale at Discount Tire on Nittos. Get 80 bucks off your set of 4 of Nittos if anybody wants Nittos. I mean, if you want Nittos. I tell you though, that Terra Grappler G3, it's $279 for this tire size right now. 80 bucks off, so that's 20 bucks off. So that makes it $259 a tire. That's actually a good deal if you're not really caring about clay roads. I care about clay roads. They just bog up too much. But that's actually a really good tire when it comes to snow, and it does really good on wet roads. In fact, I think it outperforms the KO3 on everything but wet dirt, like light mud. That's a good tire for like a 4Runner or something. And like that Nitto Ridge Grappler, that's not a bad tire. It's just, guys, I've never, like, that thing just does not do good at all in any sort of wet or like wet dirt road, like a little bit of mud, a little bit of clay. It just doesn't do good. So I don't know what I'm gonna get. I've got a set of KO2s at home, but I want to put those on the white Tahoe because that needs tires. But yeah, the Duratrax, I like the Duratrax. I really do. Like I said, I liked the old ones, but I wasn't a huge fan of them just because of the fact that they had the sidewall puncture issues and they were they were a little thin. The traction on them was good though, but they fixed that. They've got the new, I think they call it the Duratrack RT or something. It's the same thing, but different sidewalls. The new version of that is really, really good. I would run it. I would definitely run it. I would probably run that over a KO3, I think, just because I think that they look cooler. Like if you're gonna put tires on your truck, you want them to look good, you know? I would run them. Well, the fluid pump's here, so let's go pump some fluid, I guess. Itself out. Let's go get the fluid pump. Hold on. There we go. Did they put it in the delivery box? Oh, sure they did. Look at that. Oh, hey, Amazon was here. I have no idea what Amazon brought. Oh, yeah, I do. Never mind. All right. So we got the fluid pump. Oh, nice. Nice. So, you know how I told you that was a siphon pump? Well, it definitely siphoned. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're kidding me. Well, the siphon pump worked. If we would have just waited, whatever, that's fine. I'll get some kitty litter. In fact, I have plenty of dry kitty litter over there. It's fine. It's fine. I shouldn't have even shown you. It's fine. But I will, I'll just get that over here. It'll clean up. It's transmission fluid. It comes right up. In fact, it's probably doing us some good. It's taking that paint off the floor. Transmission fluid's a good cleaner. But luckily, it didn't soak the tools I was using. Yeah, it's not a big deal, guys. Pine needles or something. All right, let me get the fluid pump. It did. The good news is it didn't get on my cardboard, so we're all good. So that's actually not that big of a mess. I just got to get something on it so that I don't track it on out with my tires. Wow, this is a absolute turd of a fluid pump. But hey, I'll take it because it's better than the one I had, which is none. All right, which side of this is suck and which is blow? Shoot. Spray light oil into barrel at top of nozzle on first use. Well, I don't have any, so we're just going to run it dry. It's fine. So come out the top or the bottom? Bottom. All right, so the top hose is the one that we're going to put in the fluid. All right, this is going to fill this thing up real fast. I hope that didn't, okay, it didn't drain all my fluid, thankfully. Yeah, that siphon definitely worked. Go figure. Just not what I wanted it to. If I would have left that in the transfer case, it probably would have probably would have worked. So like I said, this is real easy. All we got to do is just pump this in until it doesn't pump anymore. You know, it'll start puking fluid out the fill plug, and that's when you know that you are full. So let me just prime this. Much better. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna hold this pump. I'm trying to figure out. All right, I think I can set that in there. I mean, it's just gonna, if it falls out, it's just gonna fall in the drain bucket. It's not a big deal. I think this only takes like a quart and a half maybe. That's gotta be almost full. Oh, I think it's starting to leak out. Maybe not. A little bit. Is it? Can't tell. A couple drops, but it'll just start pouring out of there when it's done. God dang, man. There we go. It's full. Definitely full. Definitely overfilled. Which is fine, because it'll equalize. Oh yeah, we definitely overfilled the hell out of that. That's okay. Oops. Huh, way overfilled it. My bad. Alright, we'll just let that drip out. Or pour out, rather. Still going. Done yet? Almost. No, it's still draining. Jesus. I just wasted a ton of fluid, but that's okay. God dang, any day now. Oh, it's still just pouring out of there. God, I wonder how much I actually put in there. Looking at the jug, I think I put like 2.5 quarts in there. I probably overfilled it a quart. Still a trickle running down it. Jesus. It's good now. Cool. Well, that's that. You know what I should do? Pull off these running boards. I don't want these running boards on here. They just get caught when you're off-road. Should pull them off. I don't know if I feel like doing that today. I don't really feel like doing it. I should, but I don't feel like doing it. This looks like 3 bolts and they come off. Not much to it. Not much to it at all. Alright, let's throw some kitty litter down. Just to get something going here. I don't have much. I'll have to go get some. But I need to throw some down. So I do have a decent pile of it here. It's got some dirt in it, but that's fine. We'll just sweep it. Just get some down here to kind of start doing something with this, you know. Don't take much, just get something in it. Help it out a little. I'll go buy a bag of it. Try to get the edges so it doesn't spread. That's about all I got, but that's okay. It's a start. Look at these running boards. I wonder, can I get in this truck without the running board on there? Barely. Let's pull one of the running boards and see how it looks, but let's pull the one on the passenger side so I'm not rolling around in that shit. How's that sound for a plan? That makes sense, right? Yeah, little kitty litter will get that up. So all I do for spills, kitty litter works good. Let the kitty litter sit overnight, scoop it up, and then put some Simple Green down and just mop it. See, these running boards, they just get tore up. I know this sounds like judgmental of me, but it's true. Anybody that says they are serious about off-roading, if they have running boards, they're lying. I'm dead serious. No serious off-roader has running boards. But you can see that I've already, this is where, when we were in Colorado, I set it down on that rock. They get hung up and they take a lot of your ground clearance away. Rock sliders are a different story. So I want to make, before severe weather season, because I won't have time during, I want to put actual rock sliders on here, which is basically a bar that'll bolt to the frame and come out and basically ride right along the bottom so you don't, hit your doors on something. But I want actual rock sliders. They're really not terrible expensive, but I gotta get a set of actual rock sliders on here. Let's see. Oh wow, yeah, this bracket's, oh shit. Yeah, this running board's been put through the ringer. This one's shifted back, isn't it? This is bent. Is the other side like that? No. Yeah, this one's been trashed. Those mounts are shot. All right, I think it's a 13, but it might be a 15. We should be able to get this off real easy. Where's my 15? Are you serious? Where's my 15? What the frick? Oh, there it is right there. Oh, my 13. Where is my 13? What the fuck? How am I missing a 13? God damn it. I don't know how I lost my 13. I must have it. I wonder if it's out. I might have taken it under the truck, and now it's got fluid on it. Let me see if I can find a different 13 in the junk bin here. Because I don't want to grab that one that's in the fluid. It's a 13? That's a 13. I'm almost certain that it's a 13. So we're going to go under there and attack it with a 13. I got a 12 point, so it'll probably just strip it if it's not. Yeah, this looks easy. It's just 3 bolts. It's not the pain in the ass I thought it would be. I've also said that about things before, and then they end up being a pain in the ass. Oh yeah, now it's a pain in the ass because my freaking impact wrench doesn't fit in there. Now it's becoming or my impact gun. Now it's becoming a pain in the ass. Because I'm gonna have to do that by hand. I don't want to. Oh my God, really? So I can fit the impact gun in there, but when the bolt starts coming out, it's gonna get stuck in there. All right, I need a wrench. I know I'm sure everybody's like, oh, I see the wrench. I see it. It's on the other side of the truck. You're right, but I'm really freaking lazy and I don't want to crawl under there. So I'll just grab this one. I also got a 13 gear wrench too. So one of these will fit. Jesus Christ. One of them will fit. Oh, shit. What do I do with... Oh, there it is. God damn almighty. So hopefully this fits. I might have to get like one of those flex head wrenches. I got a set of those flex gear wrenches somewhere. Oh shit, these are barely held in place by anything. That's what's nice about working on these trucks. Like you people that live up in Wisconsin and Minnesota, like these areas where I live, you're used to trucks being all rusty. And then you get a vehicle like this that's from out west or down south that doesn't have rust on it. It's so nice because you're not fighting with stuff constantly. It's so nice to not have to fight with bolts. Like I already got it out. Is there seriously only one bolt? There is. There's only one bolt per thing here, which is really weird. That surprises me. Shit, that was so easy. I might not even. I might not even cry if I can't get the impact gun in this one either, but I think this one I for sure can. Oh no, come back, come back. No. All right. Can we get this one? I need my stubby. Probably could have got my stubby impact in there. I got one of those Milwaukee stubby ones. I don't know where it's at though. I think it's up on top of the office there. I got to crawl up there in the storage and get it out. All right, last one. I don't know how heavy this running board is, so I got to be careful that it doesn't like fall on me and squish my face or smack me in the face and knock my face apart or something. Come on, get on there. Freaking 12-point socket, piece of junk. Boy, they barely had these things torqued in there. Oh yeah, she's loose. I was starting to wonder, it's like, God, is there maybe are there hidden bolts or hidden screws somewhere? But no, it doesn't look like it. So this shouldn't fall on me because it's got these like U-shaped brackets that are kind of hooked on here. So I think we're okay. Find out here in a minute. I probably should put the jack underneath of it. I have no idea how heavy these are. I imagine they're probably fairly heavy, but heavy enough I wouldn't want them on me. Why is... Oh, no. Okay, all right. Well, that's not a big deal. Okay, so there's actually 6 bolts. There's 2 that hold them in. There's one on each bracket that holds it into the pinch weld. But that's fine. Shoot, that battery might die. I gotta watch. I'll check that quick. But if the stream ends abruptly, it means the battery died. It's at like 15%. I forgot about that. Jesus. Come on. All right, we'll just bang these out with the impact real quick. Start down there. Idiot, that's forward. I want backward. Did I break it? No. Oh, yeah, face full of dirt. That's nice. Probably would have been smart to put the jack under this, but I think we're okay. Oh, this is wonderful. How much you want to bet it's screwed into something? Yep, sure as shit. One more bolt. One bolt up here that goes into like nothing. 2 bolts maybe? Why? What is holding you? I'm so confused. It doesn't even look like there's anything. What is holding you? All right, they're not that heavy. Probably $200 on eBay. Oh yeah, that's better. It looks better too. Problem is you can see that rusty surface rust on that frame rail. So we got a new project for tomorrow, maybe even tonight, actually. This is not like, this is normal just surface texture. It's not even rust. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Take the wire wheel on the end of the grinder and just knock this off and spray paint it. God, God, that looks a lot better. Yeah, I wanted those off of there since I got it. I just never got around to it. It sucks because they're nice. It is really nice to have those running boards. It's a little harder to get up in there, but I can't have them. The problem is with having them, when we're doing dumb shit out in Colorado up in the mountains, you catch a rock on that and you push a rock up into the damn door. You know, it pushes that running board up into the door, and then you destroy your bottom of your door or something. That's why you need to put rock sliders on there instead. So we're down to 5%. Nice. Jesus. So, I mean, it looks like the thing is, it looks like you lifted it almost. I mean, it's got a 2-inch, so this truck's weird. So I don't know if you technically want to call it a 2-inch lift or a 1-inch lift, but so it's got a 2-inch lift in the front, which in theory levels the truck, but it squats without the 1-inch. There's 1-inch spacers on the coil springs in the back. That's how it was when I got it, and I have not taken them out, but I imagine that they're there because this thing probably squats without it. And that would just look ridiculous. So, I mean, is the truck really lifted, or is it just properly leveled? I don't know. Technically, you could probably argue it's a 2-inch lift, because I think it actually is about 2 inches over factory, but I mean, it's a mild lift, you know. So what sucks about these Tahoes is you can't really, I want to put a true 33-inch tire. I want to put a 33 by 10.5-inch tire. These are 32.1 inches by 10.5. Well, 10.4. And I would love to put an extra inch on there to give you that extra little bit of sidewall, pick the truck up just a little bit. But more importantly, not for that, but to actually like fill out, because the wheel wells the tire looks a little small in the wheel well, especially with the angle of that bumper. But these wheel wells are so small that I think if we go any bigger than this, because like I said, this is a little bit bigger than a 32, but you go any bigger than this, and it's really pushing it, especially in the back when the suspension, the trailing arms, because that doesn't just necessarily go straight up, it kind of pivots when it goes up. And it's really these are already oversized from factory just a little bit. It already gets real close here to hitting in the front there. Because we could go to like a 295, 70, 17, I think would be like the metric equivalent. Sure as hell can't do a 305. But I don't know. It is what it is. So these are actually good tires on here. It's just one of them, because it sat so long, one of them was low, and the bands in it are screwed. It's got like run out. It's like out of round. It just can't be balanced. And it's got some weather checking on it. I'm really afraid that the belts inside are coming apart. I don't think it's safe to take on a road trip. So that leaves me 3 tires with about 50% remaining. So what I'm probably going to do is use them as spares. Or depending if we find somebody that we care about that wants a good set of, KO2s, we could make them a hell of a deal, and then they would just have to get one used one that's about 50% to match. But the thing is like these are down to 50%. We're going to run probably 40,000 miles by the end of May. These are going to be done, so we might as well get them now. I have a new set of KO2s at home that we could put on here, but my white truck needs tires. They're shot. So we need to, I really want to put those on that truck. I don't want to put them on here. I want to put them on that truck. So regardless, we have to buy tires. So Let's see here. I'm about to run out of battery. Okay, Angry D's here, Carrie's here. Yeah, these are just, I've actually only got 3 lights. It's that one, the one above me, and this one over here. I need another one down there though. What I'm gonna do is I just have to get off my ass and do it. Put like the LED, the tubes, all the way down this wall and then down that wall. Harbor Freight's got them pretty cheap. It's only gonna cost like $300 to put them down there, and then from here down, and that'll really light this up. Because the problem is when you're working on a car, like having the vehicle here, it really blocks the light, you know, and then I mean, that helps, but it's pretty cheap, and then we'll just put them on a plug or something, manually plug them in. But I need another light, especially when you've got that garage door. I was saying, especially when you got that garage door open, it really blocks a lot of that one. That battery died. But I mean, that's pretty much all I needed to do, guys. I need to put those other lights on. I found the other Road Shock lights that I bought a long time ago, and I forgot that I had them. And they're going to replace the aux beam lights that are on the hood, the ditch lights. I don't think I can recommend aux beam anymore because they cause a lot of RF noise. These ones. These are good, by the way. They're the same brand as the giant spotlights we put down here, which are absolutely freaking amazing. I can see the stop sign that's over a mile away on one of the back roads. It's incredible. Those are absolutely nuts and probably should be illegal. But the ditch lights, the ones on the hood that we were aiming, those are aux beam, and they're really good, but they generate a lot of RF noise. So especially on VHF, so like the VHF radio in there, you can almost not even use it. And they cause a lot of noise, believe it or not, too, on some of the camera signals. So I have one camera in there that's SDI. One camera is not wireless, it's SDI. And when you turn those lights on, it actually loses signal from the camera. I'm sure if I had better shielded cable going from the camera to the converter, or the mixer, I'm sure that I could probably circumvent that. But they generate a lot of RF noise, and that's a complaint with these. So I don't think I can recommend aux beam anymore unless you really don't care about that. The rock form, what is it? Road Shock, the Harbor Freight ones, the Baja Designs knockoffs. These don't have any RFI at all. Which, now come to think of it, I had a set of aux beams when I had, like 3 years ago when I had that Explorer. We always had noise on the microphone because I used to run wired mics in there. I had a little shotgun mic mounted up under the rear view mirror, and it pointed back. That's also why we got a lot of road noise, but because it would pick it up from the back of the car. But that thing always had noise on it when I would turn the fog lights on, and I never put 2 and 2 together. It was probably the aux beam lights. They're just really dirty. They just don't have a lot of shielding on the diodes. They're good lights. They are, like, if you don't really care about this kind of thing, you know, if you know your satellite radio or your Bluetooth all the time and you don't care, because like I lose all my AM FM radio stations when I turn those things on, and I use them a lot, so they're gonna be replaced, and I'll keep them. I might put them in as reverse lights. We might put them up under the bumper and have more reverse lights. I'll find a use for them, you know, but I don't know. We'll find a use for them. I thought about mounting one of them under the hood. So when you pop the hood, you've got a really bright light, because we seem to pop the hood on this thing a lot. But it's one of the things I might do. I don't know. We'll find a use for them. I mean, they're good lights, but you can also, for the same price, you can go buy the light that doesn't cause issues at Harbor Freight. So, not a sponsor. So I don't know. It's just dumb shit like that. And that's a problem with RFI, EMI, just all sorts of basically electromagnetic interference and shit from these cheap LED diodes. Sometimes you'll even get them from LED light fixtures and everything. And I fought them because back when we had analog everything, you know, we had analog audio and everything on the mixers and stuff. Because I used to have, back like when we first started this, I had mics all over the place. Like I had one in the back of the car, so you could
hit the button on the mixer and switch audio, like if you were going to go to the back of the vehicle, like I would get all sorts of noise on them. And I'm finally putting two and two together as a freaking lights. So is what it is, but whatever. So that's that. Figured it out. So be it. No big deal. I'll pull them off. It'll be real easy because we can just reuse the wiring, and we'll just put these on there. So the mount and everything is the same. So I'm going to get out of here. I have to go to Walmart and get cat litter. And I'm going to get a can of black Rust-Oleum spray paint. That black Rust-Oleum, the rust proof paint works great on frame rails and stuff like that. And then I've already got a wire wheel. We'll put it on the angle grinder and we'll just knock that little bit of rust off of there, that surface rust, and it'll be perfectly fine. And we'll call it good. Because that's the problem without those running boards is you see that and it just looks terrible because the rest of the truck is clean. I don't know. I need to detail this thing too. It needs waxed really bad. I just haven't had time. I think we'll have time this weekend. I basically, like I said, guys, I've been basically trapped here since February 4th when that jackass deer decided to try to kill my truck. My other truck, which I'm still fighting with the insurance company over. But at least they got it out of my parking lot finally. But I've basically been stuck here because the white truck, that's basically shit the bed. We'll fix it. It's just transmission. It's not a huge deal, whatever. But at least that's a straightforward fix. So that needs to be done. I've got my other black Explorer. That needs a power steering rack and exhaust, but I can't do the exhaust till we do the power steering rack because you have to take the exhaust down to do the power steering rack. So might as well just do the rack. Not a big deal. And then this thing, we sent this thing over to Carrie on the 5th and we got it back on the, well, when was he done with this? The 11th, 12th? I don't know. We got it back basically a week later. He did a lot. Like I said, I just texted him earlier. I'm happy with this. I don't know. There's something clicking, and I had a mental breakdown. I'm like, oh my god, it's a lifter. It's not. It's definitely an electrical solenoid. It's like click, 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 click. It sounds like a lifter starting to go bad, but it's not because when you rev up the engine, it doesn't change pitch, and it's coming from the front of the motor. And I'm 95% sure that it's the evap purge solenoid. And it's funny because when we had to replace that because I broke it. And when I put it on there, I looked at Carrie and I said, how much you want to bet this piece of shit's going to not work? Because whenever you buy those like solenoids and sensors from O'Reilly's and you buy the like cheap brand, they never work. They're always junk. And I think it's the purge solenoid clicking on and off because it does it when it's cold startup, but it's not fully warm. And it's just like click, 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 click. And it's like an electrical solenoid. I totally could unplug it and see if that's what it is, but there's like nothing else on there that would click and it's not base engine. But when I first heard it the other night, I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. But it's that, I'm pretty sure it's that evap purge solenoid because to purge the vacuum, they sit there and they click really fast. They don't, according to Identifix on this truck, they don't just open, they purge or they click like 3 times a second, which is what it's doing. And you give it gas and it does not change. It stays rhythmic the whole time. So that tells you it's nothing rotating in the motor. So whatever. And it is what it is. I thought, well, maybe it's just the fuel injectors because this motor is loud. In general, all of these like Chevy V8s are loud. Anything that's direct injected is loud, but especially without like the sound deadening covers on it because we delete that shit. PWM, yeah, exactly. Just like the injectors. The injectors are loud. Like this thing clatters. Like you would think it sounds like valves on a diesel, or it sounds like a diesel injectors, honestly. But they all sound like that, and it is what it is. Especially this truck without the plastic covers on it. You really hear it. But I kind of like that. Like that your engine's working. Like my F-150, that EcoBoost, you hear the injectors, but that's all you hear. Like you hear click, 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 click constantly, but you hear no noise from the engine. Like you don't know if it's running or not. And it kind of freaks me out a little bit. Like I want to hear the thing run. And like the thing that has set GM and Ford apart with these modern vehicles is Chevy and GM. It's like they've preserved the V8, whereas Ford has kind of turned everything into like a car engine. Like this thing, like it shakes a little bit. Like it feels like you're driving a V8 truck at idle. Like they're not they're smooth. It's hard to describe. Like they're smooth, but they're rough, but they're not actually running rough. It's hard to describe, but it just it's just the engine. Like I kind of like knowing that, hey, my truck is running. Like I don't know. It's good positive feedback to be like, oh hey, I started it and the truck is running. Like my F-150, I'll be sitting there and it's like, is this thing running or not? And even when you get out of it, you can't hear it. But I don't know. I'm happy with this thing, how it's running. Knock on wood. There is wood over here. I probably should do that. But I mean, it's in pretty good. We're pretty good off with it. I actually really do like driving this. I was really sad when this thing took a dump a year and a half ago. I was really, really sad. But it's so expensive to put motors in, guys. Like I said, I was getting shops telling me 15 grand. And even for used ones, I was getting told 10,000 bucks. I can't do that. Because at that point you gotta just get rid of it. But I don't want to get rid of it because I'd have to pull the bumper off, the winch. It's got a newer transmission in it, transfer case, rear end, all that. And it's got the good rear end in it. It's got the G80, the gov lock in it. I love that rear end. It's really, I know the truck. I know what problems it's had and I know what's fixed. Whereas you buy a new one, it's a whole new can of worms, So I like seeing this run. Honestly, knock on wood, I would like to keep this for a long time because it is cheaper when you own the vehicle, as long as the vehicle's cosmetically in good shape and structurally in good shape. It is just cheaper when you have connections to put a transmission in it or an engine in it, because I mean, I think with the engine and the catalytic converters and all the shit that we did to get this running again, the electrical upgrades. So we've got about $150 worth of electrical upgrades with the batteries and shit. The battery cabling and all that crap. 150. $200 for the batteries, so that's $250. $700 for the converters, so now we're up to $950. Let's just say $1,000. A couple of random sensors, some belts. Let's just say about $1,300 in stuff that we did to this that wasn't the engine. $2,700 after taxes and shit for the engine. Well, I mean, there's a core fee on there, but whatever. So $2,700 plus $1,300 is $4,000, right? And then you gotta pay the guy to do it. So you got $1,000 there, because we knew the guy, thank God. Otherwise it would have been a lot more, but so now, we're at 5,000. And then you've also got to factor in, well, we did the spark plugs and I ended up with the wires. So that was another 100. Yeah, I would say with some of the things I'm forgetting, I'd say we're about $5,600 into this. So $5,600, $5,600 into this, but where am I going to buy a vehicle that is this for $5,600? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, yeah, you just got to do it. And now my other Tahoe, like I said, I found reman transmissions for powertrain products for those. $2,200 tops. Okay. No programming needed. I've decided that because it's leaking, I was just going to have Carrie do a rear main seal and then throw a torque converter in it. But for that price, I think we're just going to throw the reman transmission in it. And those transmissions only weigh like 100 pounds. Those 4-speeds are only like this big. Like for a truck transmission, they're like this big. Like you can carry it like this. Like there's nothing to those things. It's 2-wheel drive. And I think from a technician standpoint, I'm sure he would probably rather just throw a nice new one in it versus fuck around with an old one. But just throw a new one in it and be done. And then that white one is pretty much good. That one is just, we're done with it. It's fine. It doesn't get driven enough to wear out. We have a warranty on it, things like that. It's just, it's done. We don't have to worry about it. We've got 2 really nice, good vehicles and then whatever the hell we're doing with the trucks. So you know, and that white one, I wouldn't call it like really nice, but it's nice enough that if we had to get in it and go do something, it wouldn't be a big deal. You know, it's still equipped, it's got lights and all that shit in it, so like it's a good running backup. So um, we're pretty well off. We'll get it figured out. I'm probably going to order that transmission here sometime in March and then just have it shipped here. Like I said, they're small. Those 4-speeds are small, especially because like half of the bell housing comes off. It's there's like the bell housing is like a clamshell. But I honestly thought about doing it here. Like my floor is flat enough, but the problem is I don't know if I can get the vehicle up high enough. I'd have to get some big ass jack stands and a big ass jack, but we could probably do it. Um, I just really don't want to do it laying down on my back, you know, because that's really a pain. Because if I remember right, those top 2 bell housing bolts are really a pain in the nuts to get to. Like you've got to run a really long socket extension on that truck and then do it almost back from the rear axle to get it out. And I don't want to piss around. I feel like that's just going to be a pain in the nuts doing that on the floor. Um, the book says it's 5.5 hours to do a transmission remove and install on that truck with the 2-wheel drive. You know, even if it takes Carrie 8 hours, you know, I don't know what his hourly rate is, but let's just say it's $100. I mean, you're still $800 to put it in. I'll pay $800 to put it in, you know, plus whatever, you know, he would have to do. I'm not trying to name his price or anything, but you know what I mean? Like I would pay that because by the time I go buy a transmission jack, a good one, I'm paying $200. Big ass jack stands to get that thing like 1.5 feet off the ground. I'm paying about $200. Like now I'm paying $400. Like, and that's not stuff that I really use that much. So it's like, it's one, and I don't have a lot of time. So it's kind of like you're in the realm now of just paying somebody to do it. It's those 2-wheel drives are so nice because the labor is so much cheaper. And that's just it. Like, oh yeah, I buy all that shit at Harbor Freight for sure. Absolutely. Everybody dings Harbor Freight, but I tell you what, guys, I've made a lot of money. Even when I was turning wrenches, I made a lot of money off of tools from Harbor Freight. Some of the stuff is junk, but not all of it. A lot of it's pretty damn good or good enough, and they warranty the stuff, so it's like whatever. I've made a lot of money off of some cheap Harbor Freight stuff. So yeah, absolutely. If I can buy it at Harbor Freight, as long as it's not a piece of junk, I'm buying it at Harbor Freight. One of my favorite, I don't know where it's at. My favorite ratcheting wrench is from Harbor Freight. It's not Pittsburgh. Is it Icon? I don't know. Whatever. I bought it like 8 years ago. It's my favorite one ever. Harbor Freight, never had a problem. I've also got a $300 Snap-on flex head 3/8 ratchet that is the same thing. Like it's the same thing. But yeah, I agree with the lift, like transmission swaps. I did one on an ambulance on my back on the floor, lifting the front of the ambulance up with a tractor and the back of it up with cinder blocks. And that was miserable. It was a 4R100 Ford transmission. And that thing was a heavy piece of crap, let me tell you. Yeah, Harbor Freight's 50-50. Like it just, you got to know what you're buying. Like the screwdrivers and stuff, they're all junk. But if you buy like the Icon sockets and stuff, they're really good, I think. But no, I completely agree. I don't know. Blue Point's a good one too if you don't want to spend the Snap-on prices, because Blue Point is a Snap-on thing. I have a lot of Blue Point shit. Yeah, like you just said there. Yeah, I always liked buying like the screwdriver bits from Blue Point because they were, you know, half the price of the Snap-on, and it was basically, you know, pretty much the same thing. But I always felt like they were relatively reasonably priced. And I always had good luck with them. You know, that was one of the things. Like you find these, when you do this for all, you find the different brands to use for different things. Like Blue Point was always really good for like screwdriver bits and like precision tools, I thought. I always liked Harbor Freight, honestly, for like specialty tools like that sucker, the extractor. You know, an extractor is an extractor. What's the other one? Was it this is DeWalt. I always liked buying the socket sets from DeWalt. just because for the price, you get a complete set. They don't skip sizes. When I was turning wrenches, my main socket set, I had 2 sets from DeWalt. I had a set of 6-point shallow and then a set of 12-point deep. And it went from 8 millimeters to 24 millimeters. And that was basically like all I used for sockets. They were chrome. I used them on the impact all the time. They were pretty thin walled, so you could still pop wheels off real well. I loved them, and I got them at Farm and Fleet. And I think it was $100 a set. I really like those DeWalt. Like DeWalt, that's more of like a construction carpenter kind of thing. But they're really getting into more like higher quality hand tools too lately. So. And when I say lately, I mean, I guess 7, 8, 9 years ago when I was doing that. But all right, I'm out of here, guys. This is about to die. I'm going to go to Walmart, get kitty litter and that shit. And then I'll be back and I'll probably fire up a stream. Maybe. I don't know. But I'll be back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for helping out with the GoFundMe. And I'll see you guys here a little bit later.